Okay, moving on to next slide. So what we'll include for this is very straightforward. We'll talk about what is a FAB Clean Sub Fab. Okay, moving on to next slide. So now it's very exciting. We are getting below the clean room and then we are getting into FAB Sub Fab. So you can see here, this is a sub fab. So this is the photo for what you can see here. So for the sub fab, it's one of the most congested parts of the building. Because all this is to support the tools above, which is in the clean room, all the tools, photolithography, and then depositions, and all other tools over there. So actually, the image you see here is probably some of the more generous looking clean sub fab I have seen in my careers, and a lot of them are looking like a can of the worm that are every square inch is very packed in, and even tighter floor or floor like this. Okay. So the biggest thing about when you are thinking about the design and then the layout of fab is coordinate with the space planning. That's the most important. Knowing what level each utilities goes on, from the electrical to the ultra pure water to all different mechanical system. That is quite a thing to figure it out because it's so sophisticated. And then from the architectural side, normally you will need to add a lot of question like chemicals are going where, and then what CRC called. CRC stand for chemical resistant uh, coating. So we have to think about the chemistry of some of these materials because these epoxy chemical coating, they are only compatible with certain scenes. So we have to lay out the trenches, and that's an important part for them to get rid of these chemicals. So it's very corrosive or it's highly flammable. All the things need to be looked into that. And then we have to look at what kind of grating do we need a galvanize? And then grating, do we need to have a fiber OP? Or do we have a steel plating grating? So there are a lot of things to think about in a clean sub-fab areas to help to make it a very safe environment. But for sure, this is a very congested space as you can look here. And then another critical part is, we talk about space management, how to work it to consist of, but basically, all this above the floor suspended rack, but also we need to pay attention to the moving part and clearance, to make sure that the foundry can have moved their equipment eventually without tearing down anything or uh, facility equipment. So that is, moving part. That is a big consideration in subfab. Um, the same concept apply for the fab floor as well. And third, I would say one of the challenges, because of the foundry, which they were trying to push the limit, which is essential for design professional to have to make sure that you're designing a factory facility that meets code from OSHA, IBC, and a lot of other local regularity and local code. And a lot of big foundry internationally, they don't know the code as well. So it's really relying on this design professional here to help guide them, to help them understand. But most of the time, they will try to push the limit, but you can clearly slow them in the code where if they are violating or try to push something with a deviation, showing that it's not okay. Normally, they definitely understand that and then not taking that exceptions. So this is pretty much covered for this lecture. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in next lecture. Bye.